When your bias walks into your workplace, a fan's unforgettable encounter with Doh Kyungsoo. There are fan encounters, and then there are the kind of moments that feel completely surreal, the kind that make your hands shake and your brain short-circuit in the best possible way. For one lucky fan working an ordinary shift at her restaurant, that moment arrived without any warning when EXO's very own Doh Kyungsoo, better known to millions of devoted fans around the world as D.O., walked through the door. Imagine waking up on what seems like a perfectly normal day, going through your regular morning routine, heading to work with no particular expectations, and then, in the middle of an ordinary Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever day it was, your absolute favorite person in the entire world casually enters the space where you spend most of your working hours. That is exactly what happened to this fan, and the story she shared online quickly resonated with EXO-Ls and K-pop fans everywhere who understood exactly what that kind of moment means. A moment nobody could have predicted. Fan encounters with Korean celebrities have become a beloved part of K-pop culture, celebrated across social media platforms as some of the most heartwarming and memorable experiences a fan can have. But there is something uniquely special about an encounter that happens not at a fan signing event, not at a concert venue, not at an airport where fans often gather with the hope of catching a brief glimpse of their favorite artists, but at a completely random, everyday location that just happens to be where you work. The fan described the experience with the kind of raw, unfiltered emotion that comes from genuinely being caught off guard. There was no time to prepare, no mental rehearsal of what she might say if she ever had the chance to meet him, no carefully chosen outfit selected with the small hope of making a good impression. It was just her, mid-shift, and suddenly Doh Kyungsoo was there in the same physical space. What makes this story particularly touching is not just the fact that she got to see him up close, but the way she described the entire experience, the disbelief, the internal battle between wanting to act normal and desperately wanting to acknowledge the person standing before her, the sheer surreal quality of having your everyday world collide so unexpectedly with something that lives so deeply in your heart. Why Doh Kyungsoo holds such a special place in fans' hearts. To truly understand why this encounter sent waves of emotion through the fan community, it helps to understand who Doh Kyungsoo is and what he represents to the people who have followed his career. D.O. debuted as a member of EXO in 2012 under SM Entertainment, and from the very beginning, he stood out not just for his extraordinary vocal abilities but for his sincerity, his quiet strength, and his deep commitment to his craft. His voice has a quality that is genuinely rare in the entertainment world, a richness and emotional depth that feels almost effortlessly powerful. Whether he is delivering a sweeping ballad that demands every ounce of vocal control, a more upbeat track that showcases his range and versatility, or a harmony within EXO's legendary group performances, D.O. brings something to the music that cannot simply be trained or manufactured. It comes from somewhere deeper, and fans have always sensed that. Beyond his music, D.O. has built an impressive parallel career as an actor, demonstrating time and again that his talent extends far beyond the stage. His performances in various Korean films and dramas have earned him critical recognition and expanded his reach beyond the K-pop world into broader Korean entertainment. He brings to his acting roles the same quiet intensity and authenticity that defines his musical performances, creating characters that feel genuinely lived in and emotionally real. Then there is his personality, the aspect of D.O. that has perhaps done the most to earn such fierce loyalty from his fans. He is known for being grounded and humble in ways that feel genuinely authentic rather than performed. He is not the type to seek out the spotlight unnecessarily. He values his privacy, carries himself with a quiet dignity, and consistently lets his work speak for itself. In a world where public personas are carefully constructed and maintained, D.O. has always come across as someone who is simply, honestly himself. The heart of the EXO-L community. When this fan shared her experience, the response from the EXO-L community was immediate and overwhelming. Comments poured in from fans who understood exactly how she felt, who laughed and cried with her, who shared their own dreams of what they might do if they ever found themselves in a similar situation. That collective response speaks to something important about what K-pop fandom, at its best, actually is. Being an EXO-L is not simply about following a group. It is about belonging to a community that shares a deep emotional connection to music, to artistry, and to the human beings behind it all. It is about finding people who understand why a particular song hits differently at certain moments in life, why certain performances feel like they were made specifically for you, why the dedication and talent of someone like Doh Kyungsoo feels personally meaningful even across enormous distances of geography and culture. Fan encounters like this one become community events in their own right. The story gets shared, discussed, and treasured collectively. People who will never have that experience themselves get to live it vicariously through the person who did, and in doing so, they are reminded of why they fell in love with this music and this artist in the first place. There is something genuinely beautiful about that kind of shared joy. The art of the unexpected encounter. What sets this particular story apart from the carefully orchestrated fan meetings that are a standard part of the K-pop promotional cycle is precisely its spontaneity. Official fan signing events are wonderful in their own way. They offer a guaranteed, structured opportunity to get close to the artists you love. But they also come with expectations, preparation, and a certain kind of managed distance that is simply part of how those events work. An accidental encounter at a restaurant is something else entirely. It is unscripted. It is real. It happens in the middle of normal life, which somehow makes it feel more meaningful rather than less. The artist in these moments is not in performance mode, not surrounded by security and staff managing every interaction, not operating within the formal structure of a fan event. They are just a person, out in the world, going about their day. And that humanizing quality, seeing someone you have placed on such a high pedestal simply existing as a regular person in a regular setting, is often what fans describe as the most emotionally affecting part of these chance meetings. It bridges a gap that usually feels impossibly wide. It makes the admiration feel more mutual, more reciprocal, more real. A story that will be told for years. The fan who experienced this moment will carry it with her for the rest of her life. That is not an exaggeration. These kinds of unexpected, once-in-a-lifetime encounters become part of a person's story, the kind of thing you tell your friends years later, the memory that surfaces whenever you hear a particular song or see a familiar face on screen. For the broader XOL community, it is also a reminder of one of the quiet joys of being a dedicated fan, the knowledge that the person you admire so deeply is out there in the world, living a life, visiting restaurants, moving through spaces that ordinary people also occupy. It closes a distance that can sometimes feel overwhelming. Doh Kyungsoo has spent over a decade giving everything to his music, his performances, and his fans. Stories like this one are a quiet reminder that the connection between an artist and the people who love his work runs in multiple directions. The fan was moved beyond words by his presence. But perhaps, in some small way, the fact that his art has touched someone so deeply that an unexpected sighting at work becomes one of the greatest moments of her life, that means something too. To every XOL reading this and wondering what they would do in the same situation, nobody knows until it happens. But one thing is certain, you would feel it in your bones, in your chest, in every quiet corner of your heart. And you would never, ever forget it.